Hello, everybody, and welcome to my informative speech. My name is Katrina Jackson, and today is November 17th, 2019. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with a terminal illness, how would you want the rest of your life to be lived? Grieving over this kind of news is a little bit inevitable, not only for the patient itself, but also for the family. Going through things like this, the patient, you can only imagine, goes through situations where they think, why me? Or, maybe they blame somebody or a certain entity, somebody that they are close to. My Nana was the reason that I had decided to go with the humor in hospital settings and what that does to patients and the different things that happen. My Nana was the backbone of our family. She, pretty much started us all, to be honest with you. And the first time she found out that she had cancer, she had went through quite a few different things that most of the people in the family just didn't understand. None of us could really, understand what it was that she was going through as far as emotionally and physically and everything. Watching her go through the chemo treatments was definitely hard, not just on her, but on us as well. Humor, to be honest with you, has been proven to alleviate a lot of the symptoms when it comes to some of these illnesses. Of course, if you find out that you're terminal, like I said, you're going to have those questions in your head like, why me? Why does this happen to me? What is going on? What did I do? But you have to remember, when you get into a situation like that, you kind of want to stay as positive and upbeat as possible. Again, like I said, humor has been proven to alleviate the symptoms associated with illness. It was Belcher himself who said, humor can't change a clinical outcome. It can't shrink a tumor, it can't erase heart disease, but it can help patients better navigate the process of the illness, recovery, and even potentially the death of the illness that they are dealing with. Linkram, who was a student of Belcher, also a veteran that had lost a limb due to his tour in Afghanistan, really testifies that the hospital and the humorous effects and the jokes and everything that the nurses and doctors had done was a big part of the reason why he was able to heal so successfully. The doctors and nurses that made everything humorous to him and really raised his spirits when he was in a dark place, led him to find his career in what we call end-of-life care. He decided to go do the same thing and lift up people's spirits on those that were terminally ill and didn't have much time left. Doctors use humor to build relationships with their patients. Usually when it comes to a situation where you're dealing with an illness like this, you're dealing with all of the extra issues that are associated with having this illness. One can forget to live and be human. People get more worried about, what's going to happen to me, what's this, and they worry so much about the future that they forget to live in the present. Rob Razak stated that humor with patients makes them transition from their sick selves to their true selves. When it comes to somebody being sick, again, you have to automatically assume that it's going to take a toll on them mentally, physically, emotionally, every way that you can think of. But you have to remember to enjoy some of the things in life. And it not only makes us remember that we are human, but that we are also alive. There are different publishings from Norman Cousins called The Anatomy of Illness, which he wrote in 1970, which talks about the endorphins that laughter creates that could do so many things as lowering your heart rate, exercising the muscles in your body, and just using 10 minutes a day of laughter. Cousins realized that he was able to actually sleep longer and in less pain just from having those laughters. It made him feel as if he was physically recovering from his illness because it boosted his morale, made sure that he was good to go. Another person, Dr. William Fry, stated that laughter improves your circulation, lowers your heart rate. Again, as I said, exercises the muscles in your body. You know, you got your face, you got your belly, everything, the whole 9 yards. It boosts your immune system, which means that it makes your body fight harder against that illness. It makes your body want to strive to heal itself. Different hospitals have implemented things that we call humor rooms, which patients can go in and they can relax and just kind of let a load off. There'll be such things as like clowns, comedians, different games and stuff they can play, maybe different things that make them revert to a kind of childhood state, and I don't want to say it like that, but you know, a state where they were free and happy. The most famous case of all that anybody could ever think of is, you have to remember, the 1998 movie Patch Adams, the movie that starred Robin Williams and that was based on a true story of somebody that was so compassionate towards the people and remembering that those people have to remember to actually live. That this movie was made for him. Robin Williams starred in that. Like I said, it was based on a true story, and it brought forth to people the acknowledgement of humor in hospital settings and exactly the medicine that it could do. Patch Adams founded with friends and volunteers that he had gotten once, you know, the word had gotten out. They had founded the Gesundheit Institute, which focused on taking terminally ill patients, mentally ill patients, and bringing them into the area where they could not only be themselves, but they could feel free, like they had friends and family. They would do things to make these people's dreams come true. You know, kind of like a Make-A-Wish situation. Patch wanted all his patients to know that they weren't just patients, that they were friends and family, and that they were truly cared for. And that's something that all hospitals should strive to let their patients know, especially those that are terminally ill. In conclusion to all of this, there's no denying that the fact that humor in the hospital setting helps everyone, including the staff itself. You have to figure, working around these kind of situations, your morale is going to get beaten down. You know, when people come in with low morale and hear this type of news, it definitely, you could feel it in the air. When it comes to having humor in the hospital settings and making things fun and interesting and being there for everybody, the staff plays a big part in that as well. And in order for them to portray that happiness, they must also need to be happy. Many scholars have founded and adopted this humor in hospital settings, and I can only hope to continue that, or I can only hope that it continues to go further, you know, to make it better for the people that are suffering in some way or another. We need to make sure that just because they're going through this, they don't hesitate to realize that they are still people and that they still deserve to be happy, no matter how little time they have left. Thank you for your time. You guys have a great day.